57 on the right.
Okay, this is the start turn.
Yeah, we're
go
not...
to the next set of buoys.
Huh?
We gotta go to the next set of buoys.
Yeah. Okay. We'll push him out a little bit here.
Jaws and Pier 57 will battle there going on in Superboat Unlimited. Going into the first turn, Jaws and Pier 57. Great little battle going on here in the early stages of the race between Jaws and Pier 57 on the far outside. Jaws and Pier 57 battling it out here in Superboat Unlimited. Pier 57 making a move there on the outside. There's a Reverie boat coming now with Cal Roki and Jim Dyke Reverie. And there's the Jason Priestley boat going across the lane, spraying down Jaws and hitting the Pier 57 boat. We've got a collision there. Uh-oh, what's going on there? Let's see that one more time. Reverie coming down in the middle. And now we've got the Jason Priestley boat on the inside going across, hosing down Jaws, heading into Pier 57, and we've got a collision. Pier 57 has been hit. All right, now let's see that one more time in slow motion. As we said, we've got a major collision here. There we've got Reverie coming through. Reverie, a 43-foot Douglas Marine skater with Kel Roki and Jim Dyke coming through. Jason Priestley boat on the inside from 90210 fame. Jason Priestley, the driver of that boat, coming through from the inside, going across, spraying down Jaws, you can see. Continues to go across, goes behind Reverie, and heads for Pier 57. Pier 57, of course, David Woods and Art Lilly on board, driver and throttleman. And there you see the collision, a major collision, a serious collision between these two boats. The Jason Priestley Racing team and Pier 57. Dan Campbell also on board the Jason Priestley Racing team. He's the throttleman. On board Jaws now. Let's listen in.
All right, got one boat on the inside, so keep our lane right here. Watch Campbell, son of a bitch. Where the he going? Holy shit. Come on. What the f was he doing?
Man, he hit Pier 57.
Did he really?
He hit him. Okay, put it to it. Rock and roll.
There heard Mark Herman expressing his feelings about what just occurred. Mark Herman, the driver, Dave Wesseldike, the throttleman, on board Jaws. Right after this mishap between Pier 57 and the Jason Priestley Racing team.
That's the hole I was telling you about. Right there.
Whoa.
All right, back to a helicopter shot now. All right, there's Jaws on the left and Reverie on the outside as we just watched those replays of that mishap between the Jason Priestley Racing team and Pier 57. We understand major damage sustained by Pier 57, but the guys on board, David Woods and Art Lilly, are just fine. They're okay, as well as the crew members aboard the Jason Priestley Racing team, also damaged on that boat as well. But the video, of course, speaks for itself. You decide. All right, we're going to go with Reverie now. Reverie, the 43-foot Douglas Marine skater that was almost, or could have been, hit by the Jason Priestley Racing team, but somehow remained unscathed through it all. Reverie, we've got the driver, Kel Roki. He is from Norway, and the throttleman is Jim Dyke. He is from Ohio. Of course, Reverie powered by two 920 horsepower Lamborghini engines. Reverie, owned by the KR Racing team. Just listen to those Lamborghini power plants. Reverie right now first in class and first overall in this race here at the 12th annual Miami Offshore Grand Prix, coming to you from Miami Beach. First SBI race of the 2002 racing season. Calm waters, great weather here for this race. Of course, Freeze Frame Video Productions would like to thank the Reverie Racing team for helping to sponsor in part this production here in Miami Beach. Jim Dyke at the throttle doing a fine job. He's from Vermillion, Ohio. Reverie Racing Team, Cale Roque and Jim Dyke. 43-foot Douglas skate. Beautiful Miami Beach skyline, of course, in the background. Some 30 boats in all entered in this event here in Miami Beach. Reverie, first in class, first overall. Around the turn. Those Lamborghinis are cranking. There's Jaws. Jaws apparently out of the race, perhaps getting too much water in his engine compartment because of that mishap earlier. There is Team Jaguar, but we're going to go with the other Pier 57 boat, Pier 57. And Ray Anthony is the driver, and Bobby Moore is the throttle man aboard this Pier 57. By the way, David Woods, the owner of this Pier 57, we understand that he and Art Lilly aboard the other boat, the other Pier 57 involved in that collision with the Jason Priestley boat. They're doing okay. The boat, of course, sustaining major damage, but the crew members are just fine. This Pier 57 is a 43-foot marine technology powered by two 800-horsepowered inboards. By the way, Ray Anthony, the driver of this boat, is the owner of Toy Story. Bobby Moore, the throttle on board this Pier 57. Ray Anthony and Bobby Moore. On board Pier 57. We've got 9 onboard cameras for you for this event, and you're on Pier 57 with Ray Anthony and Bobby Moore. As we said, 9 onboard cameras on board the Express, Jaws, front and rear, bodyguard, Firewater, Jaguar. These onboard cameras put you right in the cockpit. Great vantage point of the race. Ray Anthony doing a fine job aboard Pier 57. Right. Helicopter shot. Ray Anthony and Bobby Moore. Going by the beautiful Miami Beach shoreline. Looking downfield, we pick up Team Jaguar. Team Jaguar coming up. Team Jaguar, 35-foot Jaguar, powered by two 900-horsepower Mercruiser inboards. Joseph Sobolewski, the driver, Rick Connie, the throttle man. They were your world champions last year in Key West. Team Jaguar. Joe Sobolewski, the owner. Rick Connie on throttle doing a fine job. Rick from Pompano, Florida. Joe from Jacksonville. Onboard Team Jaguar at the start. And we'll see a little splash of that accident. OffshoreOnly.com sponsoring in part this freeze frame video production for this race here in Miami Beach. Your online home for all your powerboat racing needs. There you see the splash there and that mishap between Pier 57 and the Jason Priestley boat. Of course, Reverie in there as well, and Jaws. Round the turn. Team Jaguar back to our helicopter shot. Your world champions for 2001 in Key West in Superboat. Joe Soboleski and Rick Connie on board. Let's pick up Firewater now, your 2001 world champion in Superboat V. 40-foot fountain powered by two 800-horsepower Stotler Racing inboards. Bob Oliver, the driver. Rich Wyatt, the throttle man. Firewater. Firewater. Bob Oliver and Rich Wyatt, driver and throttle man. Other competitors in Superboat V, we've got The Muscle, Fountain Electronics, and Fountain, of course, Firewater, watching right now. Firewater also a part sponsor for freeze frame video production here in Miami Beach. Nice throttling there by Rich Wyatt from Boca Raton, Florida. Bob Oliver from King of Prussia is still on board. Bob Oliver at the wheel, Rich Wyatt on throttle. You're watching the 12th annual Miami Beach Offshore Grand Prix. There is beautiful Miami Beach.